Welcome back to the Fort Johnson podcast. In this episode, we will be discussing one of the most crucial facilities on our installation, the Fort Johnson Recycling Center. Our guest today is Kris Rector, the manager of the center, who will be sharing valuable insights and information about how the recycling center supports our Army mission and helps us make a positive impact on our environment. So let's dive right in and learn more about the riches that can be found through the recycling at Fort Johnson. Let's get started. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you are listening or watching this podcast. I am Jeff England from the Fort Johnson Public Affairs Office Podcast Studios, and this is the Fort Johnson Podcast. Today, we have with us a very special guest from the Fort Johnson Recycling Center. This is going to be Kris Rector. Hey, Kris, how's it going?
Hey, pretty good, Jeff. Appreciate you having me.
It's good to have you in. I'm glad. It took us a little bit of time to get everything all set up and working properly in here, but we got it going.
We're ready to go.
So we've got the recycling center. I've got a lot of experience with the recycling center. I've been working with you guys for several years now. I've seen many people work over there, very good people working over there, doing a lot of good work and doing things like that. And we've changed. I've seen a lot of things have changed from the recycling center on pickup, and there used to be like pickup from the housing centers, and now it's. Do you still the one cool thing I did see or remember is the drive-through?
Yes, sir.
You still have that drive-through?
Yes, we do have the drive-through, and I'm very proud about this. We're one of the very few spots on the installation where you can come in and actually utilize your POV drive-through. It's kind of like McDonald's. I always tell everyone, hey, we're short and sweet. We're not going to hold you up to recycle.
Nice. And I did a spot on the recycling center where it was the drive-through, and it was like car batteries, motor oil, paper, shredded papers, whole paper, white paper, colored paper.
Yes, sir.
Plastics?
Yes, sir. Number one, plastics, all your drinking bottles, your water bottles, stuff like that, Gatorade bottles. We take all that stuff.
But I do know something that you can't recycle.
What's that?
Pizza boxes.
Yeah, we're kind of limited on the food contaminator projects. You know, it's kind of hard with that stuff.
It's the grease. It's the grease. You can't recycle the food grease, or you can't separate the food grease from the paper. So
that's right.
So why don't we run through all the things that you can and can't recycle over there? So we've got the car batteries. That's for sure.
Yes, sir. Yeah. So we do all the lead acid batteries. We get all the cardboard, paper, all your paper products, mixed paper, white paper. You can even do shredded paper. We do number one plastics, as I said before. That's going to be all your drinking bottles, your Gatorade bottles, Coke bottles, stuff like that. Use motor oil, use cooking oil. We also do ink and toner cartridges. A lot of people don't know that we do that. They're printing at the office, printing at the house. No need to throw that stuff away. We take that as well.
No, that's the it makes a lot of sense. I mean, it's even easier when you're getting rid of the toner than having to put it back in the box and mail it back to the.
And most of the time, they don't even give you a rebate or anything back for that.
Yeah, what's up with that?
You're doing the right thing, So no knock to you on there, but you might as well just bring it over to us on the installation,
and then we can get the money for it, and
that's right.
Help us out. So, what are some of the Oh, wait, no, wait. We got the toner cartridges and the ink cartridges.
Yes, sir.
And old placemats and mattresses and streamers and Christmas decorations. Oh, wait, hey, Christmas. Will you be doing Christmas trees?
Yes. So I'm glad you plugged the Christmas trees.
Look at that.
That is awesome.
Oh, look at that.
So if you're doing real trees this year, just remember you can bring your trees by the recycle center. We do have a reuse for those Christmas trees.
Oh, so it's not going to be a big old bonfire or anything?
No. We're gonna make some environmental impact with those Christmas trees.
You can make mulch out of them, or you just water them and bring them back to life and replant them?
Or we'll put them in the lake and harbor some fish, stuff like that, ponds, stuff like that. So
just more stuff for my fishing hook to get it hooked on, and me to lose another lure and all that stuff, or turtles to sunbathe in.
Yes, very effective.
So we've got that, and then So and the other thing that I noticed, or I'm sure you still have over there, is it's the restore.
Yes, the restore is a very hot commodity on the installation. I have all my regulars; they always come by and they check out the restore.
A lot of people don't know about it, and I've tried telling people about the restore. You can go over there and get like office supplies that other people haven't needed anymore.
Yes,
and you can use them. You could go in there, get it. You don't have to pay for it or nothing.
Free issue. Binders. I have ink and toner cartridges. Most of the ink and toner that I have for free issue is some of your older phased out printers. But I know on the installation here on Fort Johnson, we have some older printers that you can come in and utilize some of that ink and toner cartridges. And before we get off this subject, I definitely have to plug my legal paper. If you're using legal copy paper, come down to the recycle program and get some legal copy paper. I have a bunch of...
How about some regular paper? I just need some regular paper.
We get that sometimes, but see, that's the regulars that come in. They snatch that stuff up pretty quick.
So we've got the drive-through, and also you could just you've got bins out front that you could just drop things off.
Right. If you're not worried about getting any credit or any type of recognition for your return in, we do have that 24-hour drop in the front. That's for cardboard, plastic bottles, and aluminum cans. That's out there all the time. We're right down the street from the Wheellock Gym, so a lot of people come by to work out. They get the workout in, then they come by and throw their recyclables in our bin out in the front. So
yeah, and those are... They're not behind the fence or anything, so you've got 24 hours. Now I've got. Now we have a bin or a trash bin out back. It's not trash. It's it's a big old green recycling bin that's for cardboard.
Yes, sir.
We don't have to go over there. We get a lot of cardboard here, and we have to break down the boxes because there's only a slot on there that you can slide it through, so they don't allow the whole boxes, but that's kind of helpful because it doesn't fill up as fast.
That's right.
And then we have a recycling truck that comes over and picks it up whenever it gets full.
Yes, sir. Yeah, all those green cans, all those green dumpsters around the installation, they're all brought to us by Waste Connections. So the installation has been in this partnership between us and Vernon Parish, and with that comes Waste Connections, and they've been really, really good about supporting the recycling program here. So they bring us all that cardboard off the installation.
Nice. The now anybody can use anybody's bins, right? I mean, like we're close to housing. Right. If somebody breaks down the boxes properly and stuff, I personally am not going to say anything if they come over and throw it in our bin. Is that acceptable?
It's acceptable, especially when you talk about cardboard. And the good thing about that, at the old commissary, we do have bins over there as well, open for everyone to go by and drop their cardboard in there. It's a little bit more accessible. You can pull your vehicle right up to it. But I don't think no one on the installation would have a problem.
Not with recycling. No. Right. No, the problems that I have is people that come by and throw old crawfish after their boil in our trash bin in the summer. Oh, yes. That's please don't do that. Please don't. It's almost as bad as somebody reheating fish in the break room, in the microwave.
Oh, lingering in effect. Lingering.
Have you ever had that?
Yes, it's happened. It's happened.
Oh God, that's just disgusting. And what are there's? I know you're not allowed to take some things like hydrochloric acid. No. Hazardous equipment, like nuclear waste.
Well, I can tell you what, one of our eyesores and something we would love to recycle is glass. We talk about glass all the time, and we revisit this all the time. We're always trying to find out a way if we can get glass in there to recycle. We want to recycle glass here on Fort Johnson. It's just not feasible for us yet. But I tell you what, as the years progress and we go on, we're going greener and greener. There's more opportunities popping up all over the place as we talk right now. So we're looking forward to it. I think one day we'll be able to pull the trigger and get glass recycled.
Now, I know there's white paper and then there's color paper. Could you explain the difference between white paper and color paper? Because a lot of people think, well, if I'm coloring the white paper, that would make it color paper, but what exactly is? I know for a fact that construction paper, that you do when you're a kid, yep, with all the different colors. I know that's color paper, but is color paper like newspaper, or is that even separate from white paper?
Right. So all your newspaper type of materials, your cereal boxes, your soda boxes, all that would be considered your mixed paper. So white paper would be printed paper if you could flip it over on the back and you could see white, or around the border where everything is printed on it, it's white paper. So just because it's printed on doesn't mean that it's not white paper. Your mixed paper is more like your newspaper, your magazines, stuff like that. So that's how you make your separation there.
And the mixed paper is the color paper.
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay. So I'm just using the wrong terms here. Recycling terms. So there was a program on here is Net Zero, which is a program that we're trying to get no use, no refuse kind of stuff. It's like a balance.
That's right.
Are we still aiming for that, or have we modified that a little bit?
We've modified it a little bit just to be more realistic with our goals. Sometimes, you set high goals, but they're just not realistic
you set the high goals, and then you adjust them as time goes on to meet what you can actually meet.
That's right. So we're kind of moving away from net zero, but we are keeping some of the core values alive. So one of the things that we really touted with net zero was reduce, reuse, recycle, and that's one of the goals that we really push here on the installation.
And those are the 3 green leaves.
That's right.
Ah, see? Oh, and the arrow that goes, the triangle arrow that goes, reuse.
That's right.
So we got Captain Planetina and over there saying reduce, reuse, recycle.
That's right.
So what kind of programs? I mean, there's always incentive to do better and to help the environment and to reduce cost and reuse things that we can, which is really weird in today's society where everything is disposable. I mean, the TV, for one thing, back in the day, you would have a TV for years and years and years, and if it broke, you would get the TV repairman, and they would come out, or change a tube out and all that stuff. Now it seems if your TV breaks or something goes wrong with it, just throw it away. And so, what are some of the things? What are some of the newer things that we're recycling? What are some of the things that people don't realize they can recycle, but you guys take over there?
Well, we talk about it, Jeff. Electronics is a big thing here on the installation. We've looked at doing some things with electronics and stuff like that, but it's just hard. It's just hard to do. Right now, I could say our used motor oil and used cooking oil is really been a big factor. We have a lot of soldiers out there that are changing their own oils. You see it all the time. They got their trucks lifted up. So that's one of the things we're really pushing. We're proud of. We do a lot of motor oil here on Fort Johnson.
Now, does the motor oil, or do you guys take the motor oil from the auto shop also? The self-help auto shop over there?
Actually, I don't think we get their motor oil.
They have their own recycling program?
They probably do. But we get a bunch of it. We just made a big sale yesterday. We sold like 55,000 pounds of used motor oil. So.
Oh, wow.
Yes, sir.
And and you don't mix the cooking oil with the motor oil?
No. We keep that separate.
All right, cool. What do you do with the cooking oil? Do you just sell it to a vendor that comes in?
Yeah. We use American Biosource. They're out of Texas, and they're really good. Really good. They actually are taking it and making new fuel out of it. So.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It's like, why don't we set up a station on post where we can make biodiesel out of all of the used cooking oil that we have?
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. It would probably be really expensive to do it. But
no, actually, it's not. I've actually made biodiesel in my kitchen.
Wow.
Yeah, it's like I get these strange, weird things that I just feel like doing, and
Did you have a permit for that, Jeff?
No, you don't. And you don't need one. The only things you need to make biodiesel out of vegetable oil is lye and what's that the drying fuel? Methanol. Methanol and lye. You mix those together and make methoxide. And then you take the methoxide and you pour it into the cooking oil. And you shake it up and get it all mixed up, and you let it set. And it will settle the glycerin out of the cooking oil. And so you have this the darker liquid down at the bottom, which is the glycerin, which is the viscous part of the vegetable oil. And then on top of that, you have a lighter color thinner liquid, which is your biodiesel.
Wow.
And I made it in a 2-liter bottle. 2-liter Coke bottle.
Wow.
It was very cool.
Yeah, that sounds very interesting. I actually have a science project coming up with my son, and I think that actually is a good topic.
Just remember to wear protective gear when working with methoxide.
Bring your PPP.
Yes, but you've got the biodiesel, and then when you use biodiesel, it's actually better than dyno diesel, which that's the regular dyno diesel. Biodiesel is better than dyno diesel because of the regulations that they put on the diesel. They had to remove the sulfur from the diesel, and the sulfur was the lubricant. That's what they lubricated the engines with, and that's why diesels run forever. But biodiesel doesn't need that because it is in itself a lubricant.
Right. Oh, that's awesome.
So I mean, all around, I think it's something to look into. Yes. You can do it with, and then there are a bunch of chemicals that need to be used to make it, especially from used diesel or from used vegetable oil, like acid, like hydrochloric acid. You have to use that, but it neutralizes, it kills. And you can make, if you're doing it on scale, you can make biodiesel for like 35-50 cents a gallon. Instead of $3, $5 a gallon that they're making, and I think we might be able to save a lot of money.
That a secret. There's going to be some soldiers out here with all these diesels I see running around here. They might get a couple of bright ideas.
You never know. If we could come up with a place that can help do it, but
that'd be awesome.
Yeah, the whole thing with that is the supply of the vegetable oil. So, I mean, you can't just go out and take the vegetable oil out of those recycling bins.
No, please don't.
No, that is the property. Once it hits that recycling bin, that is the property of the owner of the bin. So,
yes, sir.
But you can work something out with them. And also, did you know that you can actually burn straight vegetable oil in a diesel engine?
Wow, no.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes, all you have to do is make sure it's heated up first. Because when you heat it, it makes it more viscous and more... so it doesn't clog and all that stuff. But you heat it up, it'll burn right through a diesel engine like it's regular gas. Or not regular gas, but regular diesel. Yeah. I have to.
That's awesome.
You have to make sure that you don't mix up gas. Oh, and by the way, if you're at the gas station, the green handle, that doesn't mean environmentally safe. Do not use it in your regular car.
No, please don't do that. Oh my goodness.
So we got you have a program going on over there. It's like riches or...
Yes, I'm glad you brought this up. We do
you're glad I bring everything up. It is my show, and I like bringing things up. That's what I do.
That's right. So we do have the incentive program for the units. It's called the Riches from Recycling Unit Incentive Program. We're trying to get all the units to come out, participate, and recycle. The good thing is you can bring your stuff from home. This is for cardboard, paper, plastic, aluminum cans, and ink and toner cartridges. So if you're in a unit, you can get credit at the brigade level and get some money back to your unit just to recycle. Just to take 5 minutes out of your day, out of your week, and come by and get some credit, you can get some money back to your unit.
And what kind of... is there a restriction on what they could spend that money on? Like, does it go into a certain pot, or is that like a slush fund kind of thing? Could they have a crawfish boil in the spring?
Yes, they can do whatever the unit wants to do with it. They can surely do that. This year, 50 Aviation came in first, and I'm pretty sure they got a check for $3,900. We just did the GC award ceremony actually yesterday, and they got presented a big check. Representation check.
Was it the giant one?
Yeah,
I've always wanted to take one of those into the bank.
Yeah, right. I'm sure you
it's like, yes, I'd like to cash this, please. I want large bills.
So yeah, every year we give out $11,500 based off of participation. The more your unit can get back out of that $11,500. So please come by and take advantage of that.
Nice. And I don't know, I don't keep up with everything that you spend, the money that's made from the recycling center, but there was a time, and I'm sure it probably still is, that the fireworks at Freedom Fest and the Freedom, all the festivals that we have fireworks at, I believe, recycling center is to thank for that.
Yes, we do pay for the Freedom Fest fireworks. We are on the list for DFMWR this year. Actually, we have $161,000 worth of projects that we funded for FY24 this year. So
$161,000 from recycling.
yes, that's coming back onto the installation. That's either pollution prevention, energy awareness, or DFMWR activities.
And that's crazy. I used to save up. I used to collect cans when I was growing up, and I would collect up like a big old trash can filled with smashed cans, and it would take me months to do it. And then I would go in and I'd get like maybe $25-$30 for it, and I thought I was rich.
Well,
And
that's
it's like
the same process here.
It's
We're
like,
doing the
wait a
same thing,
minute.
just on a larger scale.
Hey, wait a minute! I'm getting $30 for my cans, and you're getting $161,000. That's just
right.
crazy. So you've done the fireworks. You've done individual units now.
Yep.
So and they're what, $3,500? That's not a standard. That's just what they earned.
Right, that's just what they earn based off of what they brought in. So how we do it is we do an overall percentage. So for instance, in FY23, units brought in 61,000 pounds of recyclable material. That is just for cardboard, paper, plastic, and aluminum cans and ink and toner cartridges. They brought in 61,000 pounds. So we base that off of how much your unit brought, and we do a percentage out of that, and that would be the total you get out of that 11,500.
Oh wow, that's crazy. Now, what kind of like do you don't do scrap metal, do you?
Oh yes. Yep, we love scrap metal. Scrap metal. We don't have an incentive program that doesn't count towards the incentive program. Well, we try to be fair. Hey, we still want your scrap metal. We're still. Matter of fact, it's post cleanup going on this week. I've got everybody coming in to bring me down some scrap metal to the recycle center. So
Nice.
we got roll offs all around the installation as well for scrap metal. Yes, sir.
Nice. It's like can you bring in like old appliances and stuff like that?
Well, it starts when you talk about refrigerators, stuff like that. If you have refrigerant, if it's coming off of the installation, we'll have to have a work order. Pride will have to come out and drain that refrigerant out because we're all about being environmentally safe. So once you get that refrigerant out, then you'll be able to come in and recycle it at the recycling program.
Now, but the like a washer machine, or
Right. If you got a metal washing machine, we would love to have it down at the recycle program. We'll put that in the roll off, and that'll come back onto the installation in a monetary form.
Nice. So the things. The computers, you can recycle old electronics and stuff like that. But I like watching videos, and there's this one person that recovers gold, and he does it from old circuit boards, printed circuit boards or PCBs.
That's right.
And and it took a lot. But he got like an ounce of gold out of this, and gold is like what, $3,500?
Yes, sir.
That's
pretty high.
That's a good amount.
It is. It adds up.
But what he had to go through and all the chemicals and stuff, it was so interesting though. It was so cool. I really liked it. It's like, oh, this looks fun. I probably couldn't do it. But now, aluminum cans, on the other hand, those are a lower melting point. And
Right.
I saw a video on how to build a furnace or what are you called? A smelting pot for those, and you can melt down aluminum. And he would take the aluminum cans and melt them down, and then pour it into a muffin pan, and that would make the little
A block of aluminum, huh?
yeah, little aluminum pucks and
Wow.
stuff, and that was easier to store than a bunch of cans. And then once he had enough, he would go in and just melt all the pucks down and go out to a fire ant hill and pour it down the fire ant hill and make those sculpted.
Cast.
Yes.
Yes, a cast. That's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I've seen that.
Yeah, and
That's awesome.
and then they go out and they dig it up, and it's got this really complex, really cool looking thing. It's and I've actually seen one in real life, so it's like, oh, these are cool. I know how that's made. It's like, well, make it out of gold next time. That'd really impress me. It's like, this thing is worth millions, and I'm not talking from the sculpting. So we've got, do you know how long, well, let's get the hour. Well, first, location in hours.
So we're located right on South Fort Johnson.
Well, that's a small place.
It is, right? Right across the street from the Geronimo DFAC and the MP station. We're at the corner of Georgia and Maine. Two big green buildings. That's building 3620 and 3622. We're Monday through Friday, 8 to 3:30.
And the drive-through is always open while you're open, I mean.
Yeah, regular business hours, unless it's a major holiday or something like that. Yeah, we're always open. If it's really cold, sometimes we get those doors down. The guys are out. The guys are outside all day, every day. So we do keep the doors down in a cold situation. But if you have something to turn in, you just come in through the side door. We'll get those doors opened up for you.
Can I just drive up to the door and honk?
Yes, actually you can. That's preferred. We actually have customers that they do that. They'll pull up and honk, and we'll shoot them right up. And
sometimes
I'm just a smile.
I think you're just amazed. It's like, dang, this guy knows a lot about where I work.
Yeah, that's right. You did this before, Jeff. What are you doing? You're spying on us over here. I know it's something.
He's stalking us. So this was funny. We did this one spot for you guys. It was old to new, and TC came through the drive-through. And he came in his old beat up truck, and he recycled everything.
And then he pulled out in the new truck.
And he pulled out in the new truck.
Hey, don't get excited out there. We don't have any new vehicles to give out at the recycle program.
Results may vary.
You got to look at the fine print on that commercial. I think that's actually still up on YouTube.
Oh, I'm sure it is.
Yeah, that's a good one, actually.
And then we have the restore. The restore video, which is all in black. It's like an old 50s training video, which is really cool. I liked it was fun to do because it was one person doing both parts. So she did a real good job on handing herself the receipt and everything else.
Yeah, that was awesome. I remember that.
Yeah, and then there was one earlier where we had a person drive through the drive-through, just like didn't even get out of the car. Here you go.
Well, and hey, we encourage it, whatever it takes, especially it's cold or it's hot, you might be in a hurry, we got the guys out there, they'll come get all your stuff out for you. If you want to get that credit, we'll have you sign in. But besides that, hey, we're user friendly. We want you to come by and recycle. We're not going to hold you up.
Nice. There was a person in that shot pushing a grocery cart. Have you seen that one?
Yes, I have. Yes. And we still have the grocery carts.
Is the person that was pushing the grocery cart still there?
No.
Oh,
and that's rare, to be honest, because we have a low turnover rate at the recycle program. We're really blessed to have a good staff, and most of the staff has been around for many, many years. So.
That's nice. And if somebody wanted to come over and help, could they come over and learn how to recycle and stuff?
Yes, most definitely. We're always doing tours. I do the environmental compliance officer group all the time, facility managers. We're always trying to figure out any way we can to do some outreach. Hey, that's why we're here.
You want to get the word out,
That's right.
When I've been over there, I've seen the conveyor belts and the machines that taken up. What exactly do you guys do over there to start the process of recycling, other than separating?
Right. So the first step would be the store. We sort the stuff, and then we store it until we can recycle it once we have enough, and then we have our compactors. That's our bread and butter over at the recycle program. We have those two big compactors. I think there's something like 16,000 psi. I mean, these jokers are bad.
It's crazy.
They crush them. They crush them pretty good. And we process our paper, our cardboard, aluminum cans, our plastic. We process them all through those two compactors, and they come out in a nice
little cube.
Yes, a cube. We'll call it a cube. And for instance, we talked about the aluminum cans. Our bales is what we call them. Our bales of aluminum cans. They come up to be about 700 pounds, and if you do the math on it, it's about 20,000 cans in each one of our bales that we process at the recycle center, and we have about 15 or 16 bales right now. So, I mean, we're working on quite a bit of aluminum cans we have stored.
That's crazy.
That's right.
That is great. Could you imagine if you melted them down? They'd be even smaller.
A lot of anthills to mold.
Where do you guys send this stuff off to?
So for each individual commodity, we send it to our different vendors that we have sales agreements with.
Well, of course. I mean, the aluminum cans and the battery acid wouldn't go to the same thing.
No.
Exactly here, I've got some cans and some motor oil. So I know that some of it goes to Texas.
That's right.
So you got, and that, what gets sent to Texas?
Well,
Oh, I got you.
yeah.
I always try to come up with at least one question.
One good stumper, huh?
One good stumper there. I'm pretty good at it.
So we actually, depending on what it is, we have some of our batteries. They end up going over to Texas and get recycled over there. So they actually have the smelter and all that with our batteries. So that's one of the commodities that goes over there. So
Nice. And we've got Christmas coming up, of course. And well, if you're watching this before Christmas, Merry Christmas. If not, Happy New Year. If not, if after that, then Happy Valentine's Day, Happy Mardi Gras, Happy Easter, Happy 4th of July.
happy everything.
Happy everything. We'll run this again around 4th of July. That way you got the fireworks and stuff. So we've got all of this stuff, and how much a year on average are you bringing in for the installation?
So total, we're around average $550,000. We normally
That's
produce.
a lot of recycling.
Right. That's normally what we produce. Now, like I said, for FY23, we got $161,000 allocated
That's right.
for FY24. So, out of that, you can kind of see that.
Now, is that for the whole year of FY24, or
Yes, sir.
is it okay? So we've got the 24 going.
Yes, sir.
So now we're going to be working on fiscal year 25 coming up.
Well, no. We're just going into 24. We just started.
Of course.
Yeah,
I mean that.
You're looking forward.
But if you got all the money for 24, then we got to start working the recycling to get the fiscal year 25.
We actually got to make that one of the good things that Jeff that we do. We're self-sustaining, so we pay for our own contract labor force, our own equipment, any maintenance on that equipment, and then we bring the money back onto the installation. Then we start funding projects. So we have to we have to keep the doors open first.
Well, of course,
we have to pay the light bill.
Now, if you know what, I've got a great idea on how we could get people to work over there and want to stay there and just continue to recycle. Let them work on commission.
Actually, I like commission. Commission is good. Talk about a salesperson, huh?
Come on over, recycle. Help me. I need a new car.
Cold calling everybody on the installation, going door to door.
Hey man, you got any cans?
If you see me down in housing, guys, you know what I'm doing over there.
He's collecting cans on the side of the road.
Hey, you got to do what you got to do.
Hey,
That's
man,
what it takes.
every little bit helps.
That's right. If that's what it takes.
Well, Kris, I appreciate you coming in. What else is there? Have I missed anything? I think I hit on a lot of stuff that you weren't even expecting to talk about.
No, that's awesome. That's awesome. If anything, I would just encourage to spread the word of mouth. I mean, that's why we're here. We just want to really get the word out on all the good programs that we have and how much money is coming back onto the installation. I think no one really realizes, what we're doing, all these projects that we're funding. I mean, we're funding the Catfish Derby, Earth Day. We fund that program.
Well, that makes
Louisiana
sense.
Hayride, Snowflake Tree Lighting and Festival. We talked about the Freedom Fest fireworks. We also fund the movie night that DFMWR does. So we're funding a bunch of programs for the community to come out and take advantage of. That's all done by recycling. So the more recyclables that you bring, the more funding that we can do on the installation, the more money we can bring back on Fort Johnson.
And now you're even funding individual units when they come in and
right.
sign in, do their little thing. So every unit out there can have a crawfish boil. Hey, that's enough incentive for me.
It is. Hey, we just seen down there in Bro Bridge, they're doing crawfish for $10 a pound. So if you want to go get some late season crawfish, you can go down to Bro Bridge and get some for 10 bucks a pound.
I think I'll wait. I think I'll wait until spring.
Me too. Me too.
As a matter of fact, after the last couple of rains, I'm out walking the dogs in the field, and I'm finding crawfish in my
them
field.
in the yard, huh?
They're only like this big, but they're still there.
A lot cheaper than 10 a pound.
It kind of makes me want to flood my field and have my own crawfish pond.
Your personal supply.
Exactly. Well, oh boy. Oh, well, Kris Rector, I appreciate you coming in, and hope to have you back here. And thank you for all the hard work that you do over there. And thanks for reducing, reusing, and recycling. You like how I did that?
I like that. Hey, we're forging a sustainable future. Thanks for having us, Jeff.
All right. Thanks for having us. Thanks for having us. Yeah, I usually just repeat what the last thing was said. Well, thanks, Kris. I appreciate you coming in. And I'm Jeff England with the Fort Johnson Public Affairs Office, and you've been watching the Fort Johnson podcast. And I hope you will be back again, because we'll be listening at you later.
That was easy.